Hilton, and we will kick off our 2025 ACC football kickoff with the Miami Hurricanes. Our head coach, Mario Cristobal, will offer an opening statement. Then we will send microphones throughout the room for Q&A, both with Coach and our student athletes. Coach, the podium is yours.
Thank you, and good morning to everybody. Thank you for being here, and thank you for hosting us. I want to first thank an honor to be here with our players, with Carson, with Akeem, with Cece, affectionately known as Francis Mainoa, and Wesley Basaint, which is here as well. These guys exemplify what the University of Miami student athlete and competitor is all about. We're really excited, and I would say the most exciting part about our team is they have the dominant trait of being a group of guys that love to work, and you can't throw enough at them. And they still manage to get all that work done while being great students, achieving the highest GPA they've achieved successively for 7 straight semesters, as well as leading the country community service hours. So we're growing both as people and as players. But we signed and developed an incredible group of players in different forms and fashion, from the high school level to the portal method, and have brought in some really high-level coaches and human beings that we are really excited about, that have certainly helped us continue the upward trajectory of our program. And that being said, there's just a ton of energy and momentum surrounding our program right now, and our excitement is geared towards the fact that we get to start football fall camp, training camp, and get in there and really just be focused on our team, to establish our identity, to improve our technique and fundamentals, get in the best shape that we possibly can, to master our systems inside and out, name it, to get better at everything we do. So that being said, appreciate being here and open to questions.
Coach, thank you. We feel like our first 3 questions may come to your left. Your first one will be in the first row directly in front of you.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Coach, Canes Connection, the NIL collective. I know you spoke about that pretty openly, the collectives in the beginning of NIL, and just what you can say about where Canes Connection is in the grand scheme of the House settlement and how you work that all together and Miami's NIL situation moving forward.
Well, we've always been very well established. We've always been compliant, and we've been aggressive in the right kind of way and used it in a form and a fashion that benefits our program and our players. In terms of where they are and all the details surrounding that, that's maybe a question for some other time, but you couldn't find a more professionally run organization than our collective.
Coach, again, your next question to your left, third row, young lady in the red dress.
Coach, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. You hired 4 new defensive assistant coaches in this offseason, and you only have 1 returning. What went into that hiring process, and what are you expecting from them this season?
Sure. Well, into the hiring process, we certainly, after week 4 last year, we took a downturn. We slipped defensively, and I don't want to blame anybody. I always look at myself and say, what could I have done better? We had some injuries that led to some schematic changes that weren't the best for our football program. So a change had to be made, and we found a guy in Corey Heatherman who, it's not the fact that he was a highly coveted guy. It's the fact that he is an elite teacher and human being, and a guy that really does really well what we need our defense to do and to be. His use of personnel, his ability to adapt, his track record, and his productivity, particularly last year at Minnesota, was enough evidence for us to feel comfortable in bringing him in, and he hasn't disappointed. He brings an elite level of commitment, of work ethic, of teaching capabilities, and he's complemented by a former Cane, Damian Lewis, working with the defensive line, who is aggressive and has a commanding presence and an excellent football coach, as well as Zach Etheridge and Will Harris on the back end. And I want to mention Terry Jefferson also, who's a local guy that's really worked hard, worked at Jacksonville State. He's also joined the secondary group also. But all in all, we felt we needed to make some changes in that department, and we made them. And we feel that not only are they the right coaches, they're the right people, and they're going to grant us better success.
Coach, same row. We're just going to slide down a few slots. Folks in the room, please, reminder to identify yourselves and the agency that you're with, please.
Hey, Coach. Is it on? Okay. Tyler Budge, CF Budge. I wanted to start with the same question I asked you last year. Did you get your Cuban coffee this morning? And if no, did Greg?
That's been a battle here, and I think, I think it'd be good if I could get some help from the locals. Si alguien habla español, por favor, ayúdenme. And it would be greatly appreciated, and I promise to return the favor at a fine dining establishment in Miami when you guys are down there.
In case I didn't say it, Tyler Budge, CF Budge. You've had some teams in Miami over the last couple of seasons that started the year really strong with some signature victories. And towards the end of the season, we've seen things sort of fizzle out toward the end of the year. Is that something that you guys have really focused on and talked about? And what do you think are some of the keys to starting strong and finishing strong as well?
No doubt. It's how you finish, right? It's how you finish. We've made a lot of progress over the last 3 years. I mean, year one, our roster was not really built to take on Power 4 football, and those were some lopsided games. It was tough. And then in year two, every game was competitive, and we won a couple more. And then last year, we had a chance to win every single game, but we didn't. The bottom line is we didn't get it done. And it's more than, I know we pointed out the defense a little bit earlier, but you know what also fell apart at the end? Ball security, right? If you turn the ball over, you subject yourself to some not so positive outcomes. So without a doubt, finishing is a mentality. Finishing is a work ethic that comes with the offseason. And we've always, invested a ton of effort in those areas, and we've invested even more this offseason. And it'll be a big part of training camp as well.
Coach, your next question will come to the right side. Gentleman, third row, right at the edge.
Coach, Jesse Coger, plantspear.com. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. You guys have had a good bit of turnover at the skill positions on offense coming into the season, but you have some talent there, and you also brought in some guys from the portal. What have you seen from that group coming into this season?
Well, I've seen a lot of talent, and I've seen guys that also have a work ethic that is a little bit different in a positive way. We've always had hard workers on our football team. These guys seem to take the extra work to a different level. I think Coach Beard has done a very good job, so has Coach Varner. But I think that some of the seniors, some of the older guys like C.J. Daniels have taken a leadership role in bringing guys in before and after the mandatory sessions and getting some extra work in the form of the film room, in the form of route running and catching the football. And I see a group with a chip on its shoulder and with a lot to prove. And, we see a lot of stuff in practice that you can't really, gloat about out here because you haven't seen it, and there's no value in claiming certain things in the offseason. But we do feel very confident that group is up to the task, and not only to maintain the standard, but to elevate it at some point in time. So we're excited about those guys. We push them hard, and we push them to be just as involved in the running game as they are in the passing game.
Same row, Coach, just 2 slots down.
Hey, Coach. Michael Hinton, also from plantspear.com.
How you doing? I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Thank you. Glad to be
You
here.
had your coffee this morning?
I'm more of a Coca-Cola guy for you.
Oof, okay,
Yeah.
I'll skip that one.
Yeah. So you're having to replace Heisman Trophy winner, #1 overall draft pick Cam Ward. You brought in, Carson Beck from University of Georgia there. So this is a 2-part for you. One, how is the offense going to shift to more accommodate for Carson based, moving from Cam? And then could you give us an update on, Carson's injury and how he's progressing, and what is his outlook for you guys in the fall?
Well, we're thrilled to have had Cam, and we're thrilled to have Carson here now. And, we never look for the next, like when we had Justin Herbert out west, we didn't look for the next Justin Herbert. We looked for the first Cam Ward, and we're looking for the first and best version of Carson Beck. So Carson Beck has as good of experience as a quarterback as you can have. He's played in monster games, and he's played at high level. And he is ultra competitive, and his football IQ is off the charts. It didn't take long to realize that he's a team player and that his work ethic is also through the roof. So even though he missed spring practice, his participation was in a limited manner, but soon after he has been cleared, and he's been participating and doing everything with our team for several weeks. And that's a lot of opportunities. Nowadays in college football, guys run their own practices and whatnot, and they get almost like an entire spring session on their own off to the side. But what we see is, like I mentioned, a high-level elite competitor that has played at a high level. That is, and this I think is the best part, that is hungry and driven, not just to establish himself as one of the premier players in the country. he, like Akeem, like CeCe, like Wes, their interest is to make Miami better, to go win. And I think when you combine those things and you combine an offensive line that really prides itself on working hard and protecting and running the ball well and a lot of pieces around it and an improved defense, this is the right place, this is the right time, and these are the right people. And I think his relationship with Shannon Dawson and the rest of the offensive staff, particularly the offensive line coach, Coach Mirabal, it's a tremendous partnership. And so we're looking forward to getting on the field and making it work.
Coach, your last question. Same row, just a couple of further down to your right.
Kenton Gibbs, Locked On ACC. Coach Cristobal, in terms of you and your history as a player, you know what it's like to win a championship, multiple championships at Miami. And as a coach, you know, it's been a while, and it's been something that's kind of been since before your time. Miami's had the talent, it's had the opportunities, but it just seems like a little bit of can't get right-itis or something like that that's prevented it. What is that next step? How does this team take that next step to returning that glory?
Well, first of all, I'd say I disagree with you with Miami's had the talent. I mean, we got here in 2022, and I remember, watching film and saying we got a lot of work to do. And I think this is the best way to put it, to summarize it. We were on a tarmac, and we asked the pilot to delay. This is a flight during recruiting and fundraising where Miami was on the verge of not having a player drafted for the first time in I don't know how many decades. And then finally, late in the 7th round, a player was selected. So that, to me, to that statement, Miami did not have the talent. And Miami had not recruited to the level that Miami is supposed to recruit. And now you fast forward 3 years later, now Miami is coming off a 10-win season. Now Miami is 6th in the country in players drafted, with double-digit combine invites, with double-digit wins, and with the number 1 pick overall. So the steady progress and trajectory is a product of a lot of people, players, coaches, staff members working really hard to get Miami to where it needs to be. And one of the biggest reasons, and not the biggest reasons, why I chose to leave my place on the West Coast to come back and do Miami the way Miami should be done. And that's what we've been doing. I think it's evident in the players we have here today. It's evident in the progression of our football team. It's evident in the talent acquisition and the development of those players, and the way that things are progressing for our program in general, on and off the field. So I hope that makes sense, but I think it's important to paint the picture, because if you want to tell a story, let's make sure we tell the story from the starting point and what it looked like, so we have an accurate depiction for what that story really is.
Coach, thank you. You can switch spots with Carson.
Okay.
Carson, if you would step up to the podium, that would be great. Folks, again, please identify yourselves and the agency that you are with. We've got about 3.5 minutes with each of our student athletes, so we'll try to get through it as fast as we can. First question from the room. We will go back first row to your left, right in front of you, Carson.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Carson, just what you can say about why the transfer portal when you had different roads you could have taken, and why Miami ultimately reflecting on that hindsight 2020.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, obviously, was the offensive fit. As a quarterback, the OC, the scheme, the talent and guys that you're going to have around you is huge to the success and ultimately the future, of a quarterback, but of me, right? And this is my future, and I think that this decision is one of the better decisions I've made. And since I've been here in January, and developing the relationships and building the chemistry between me, the wide receivers, the running backs, the tight ends, the O-line, and just trying to develop, those relationships and that camaraderie, it's just reinforced my decision in a positive way. I'm really excited to continue to keep working with these guys. Obviously, the spring, it was a little slow for me. I tried to take more of a coaching role, a coaching aspect, being behind every single play, trying to help the other quarterbacks that were in there getting reps, picking out one singular receiver at practice and watching every single one of his reps, and then going in and watching the film with him after, right, and teaching him certain things, certain intricacies and routes and concepts, and trying to teach everybody the way I see the game, right, so that we're all on the same page. But, ultimately the decision I feel like has really paid off, and this offseason has been really good and full of really good work.
Carson, we're going to stay on that side. We're actually going to ask the gentleman to stand up since he's sort of buried in the back there. Thank you.
Richton Cunningham, Fox Sports Radio Charlotte. Carson, do you feel any pressure following Cam Ward? Obviously, he's the #1 pick, broke some program records. Do you feel any pressure following in his footsteps?
No, not really. Obviously, his success is undeniable. Obviously, I don't really know him very well. I've been able to meet him a couple times, but obviously very, I don't want to say proud. I don't know the kid, but what he was able to do is undeniable. The last school I was at, I followed up the 2-time national champion, and so that I really didn't feel any pressure there. So it's a game, man. I played football my whole life. I played quarterback since I was 7 years old, and it's something that I love to do. And I got a lot of good talent around me and really good coaches in position, I think, to help me not only achieve my goals, but be really successful. So again, I'm really just looking forward to the opportunity and, again, have the opportunity to go out and play football again. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
Carson, right side, first row.
Hi, Carson. Ralph Amston, Unafraid Show with George Reister. You have had some success against ACC defenses in your career. 4-0, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. What is it that you see is maybe a difference between some of the SEC defenses you've faced and the opportunities you've had to play against ACC defenses?
Yeah, I mean, football is football at the end of the day, and I think from team to team, you're gonna get different, defensive different defensive coordinators with different philosophies, right? I don't think it's as much of a ACC versus SEC thing. I think it's just a team-to-team thing. I mean, South Carolina is going to look different than Duke, as Wake Forest is going to look different than Washington State or Oregon, right? I mean, I'm just naming random teams right now, but I think it's more of a defensive coordinator philosophy thing. And, game to game, we will watch that film and ultimately put together a good plan that we think will be successful against that, and then go out on the field and hopefully execute that.
Carson, thank you. You can switch spots with CC. CC will get a couple of minutes with our O lineman. Folks, same routine. If you would please identify yourselves and the agency, that would be fantastic. We're going to take our first question, CC, right side, third row.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. CC, you have come in from day one and been an absolute stalwart at the right tackle position. Traditionally, when we see somebody dominate there, there's normally a move to left tackle. What's kind of going on with your decision to stay at right tackle, or is that kind of what the team needs and what's best for the team? What happened there?
So, me and Coach Mirabal has done a great job with us practicing in every 5 positions. And I feel like for me, it's just whatever you need me to play. I'm more of a team player more than anything. I'll play whatever position you want me to play in just for the team to succeed.
CC, we're going to stay on the right-hand side, right at the center aisle there, about the 4th row.
Kaz Clayton with New Era. The O-line has been special throughout the years, but what makes the O-line so special this year?
Like Coach Cristobal touched on, we're a team that likes to work hard. And for the O-line, we like to set the tone for the whole team. We like to set the standard, as Coach Mirabal always pound on us every day, to set the standard for the team. And we're the type of guy that go out there and try to dominate everybody. Even on our D-line side, that's how we iron sharpens iron. And,
CC, left side, third row, young lady in the red dress against the wall.
Katrina Sacken, Sports and Culture Media. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. It's been evident that your family has played a major role in your football career and had a major impact, including your brother transferring to Miami to suit up with you guys. How important has that aspect been to you on and off the field?
It's very special because me and my brother has been together for the rest of, my whole childhood. And we've been together since back home, coming from home to my freshman year in high school to San Bernardino, California. We've been together, basically my whole career. To be able to get that time to play again is very special because, we live together, and having that bond on the field, we push each other to be the best that we can. Him playing on the defensive side, for me playing on the offensive side, I see some stuff that he needs to work on. He sees some stuff that I need to work on, and that's what we talk about every day when we get back to the house. And So yeah, it's very special to me.
CC right side, third row.
ACC, Michael Hinton from PlantTheSpear.com. Used to live in San Bernardino as well, so know that life. Hey, have you had a chance to get Carson kind of inundated and up to date with the big time rivalry between Miami and Florida State? And how's that conversation gone?
I think he already know. He comes ready every game. I mean, every practice that we have. I mean, he's very open-minded. He's very, out there, and he's just a very special guy. Just like Cam Ward last year, I feel the same energy with Carson Beck.
CC right side, hard right, about the fourth row all the way to the right.
Hi, Thomas Christopher from the League Winners. With Carson now at the helm, what differences do you expect there to be between him and Cam Ward, and what kind of adjustment to his play style will look like for you, if any?
Sure, I don't. There's no difference to me. I do my job to the best that I can. If I gotta block this guy 10 seconds for him to make a play, I'll do that just like the same as last year. I mean, I'll do whatever it takes for us to succeed. And that's the mentality, not for me, but the whole lineman group.
CC left side, first row.
CC, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Total offense last year, top in the country. How does this offense in Miami get even better, in your opinion, for this season?
For me, we strive to get better every year. I mean, every season and every off season, we work to get better at something. We practice hard every time that we get a chance to, and we're just trying to, be the best that we can be. The stats don't even matter to us. It's being able to be out there and being able to, be the best you can be. Not only as a player, but, as a character as well. So, yeah.
CC, your last question from here at the podium. Your name doesn't give us the indication that your nickname would be CC. So where does CC come from?
So CC is my Samoan name. So my full Samoan name is Falangi CC, which shortened to CC. And, I'm just trying to, most of my family and friends call me CC. At school, teachers call me Francis. So, I feel at home. So I try to make everybody call me CC. And,
CC, thanks for that. You can switch spots with Hakeem, and we'll spend our last 5 minutes with our defensive lineman. Who would like the first question for Hakeem? Whether or not he has a nickname or not, we do not know. We'll go left side. In the back, gentleman with the glasses, sir, if you would, once again, please stand up. Thank you.
Hakeem, Richard Cunningham, Fox Sports Radio, Charlotte. You guys struggled defensively down the stretch last year. What do you guys think you can improve on this year to not have that happen again?
Well, the biggest thing we've been emphasizing this offseason is communication. If you don't communicate, your defense is going to get just torched, right? So obviously we have a bunch of new additions, but communication is the biggest thing for us.
Hakeem, right side, third row, right at the edge.
Hey, how you doing? Jesse Coger, PlantTheSpear.com. You guys have a new defensive coordinator this year. What have you seen from Coach Heatherman so far, and how do you like his new defense?
I love Coach Heatherman. He's a great teacher. He's a just aggressive guy, as you guys can see in his interviews. But he really just gets it down to the point. Like, he's a technician. Anything you have, he'll probably answer your question before you ask it. But he's an amazing person, a great coach, and he just lets us play free, play fast, and I can't wait to play football.
Hakeem, left side, first row.
Hakeem, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Coach Cristobal, just what it is about his message, his leadership style that you feel speaks to not just you personally, but to the Hurricanes, and why it works in Miami.
Well, Coach Cristobal is a powerful leader, and he just doesn't stop working. He works day and night, right? The biggest thing for him that he tells us is elite teams are in elite shape. So what we do this offseason is we run like crazy. We're trying to get just have an amazing conditioning, and then after that you have to play hard, play fast, play hard, and just dominate every snap of the game, right? So just Coach Cristobal is an amazing coach, the best I've been around, and I love being a part of his team.
Hakeem, right side, third row.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. Hakeem, you are in a very talented and deep defensive line room. And yet, 2 out of the last 3 years, you've led Miami in sacks. So as the elder statesman and as a guy that's been hyper-productive from the pass rushing standpoint, how do you kind of set the tone vocally and, be a leader in a room where multiple guys are expected to play on Sundays, including yourself, but multiple guys expected to play on Sundays and maybe even a few going in the first round?
A big step I've been trying to take this offseason is obviously the leadership role. I think I'm the oldest guy in the room, but I want to lead by example, but also I want to be more vocal. This offseason, I've been bringing guys along with extra work. I just want to get to know everybody, and I want everybody else to get to know me, know my story, know my why. And we have a deep room. We have a bunch of guys who can play. And we need to work together as we've been. We need to get together and just establish our identity in that room and just dominate.
Akeem, from the podium, you speak about your why, your story. Given your background culturally growing up in Canada, how's that affected how you have matured as an individual, as a football player?
Well, growing up in Canada, it's difficult to get recruited out here in the States. Nothing is given to you. You have to go out and grab everything. So I grew up in Ottawa, Ontario, in a 5-children household, and then my mom took care of all of us on her own. My dad comes from a Haitian background, so I speak English and French. So I grew up just in a diverse community, diverse place. But football-wise, just nothing was given. I had to work for everything. I had to travel back and forth to Ohio, back and forth to Indiana, Michigan, a bunch of different spots in order to gain recognition, because just traditionally people look down upon Canadian competition, Canadian talent. So I really had to prove myself more than I feel like many or most, right? And I always carry that mentality even now. Nothing is going to be given to me. I need to go out and take everything. That's why I work as hard as I do, because I really need the game of football to bless me and my family.
Akeem, you left the door open. You said you speak French, so please answer this question in French. What's your favorite thing to do in your downtime?
Yo got me. Man. Yeah, yo got me. I lost a little bit. I can hold a conversation. I like fishing. I don't know how to say it in French. I forgot. But je parle français. J'étais à une école française depuis la maternelle jusqu'à la 8e année. Après ça, j'ai changé à une école anglaise pour pratiquer et parce que plus tard dans ma vie à l'université en Amérique, ils n'ont pas d'école française, alors je dois pratiquer mon anglais.
A round of applause for Akeem. Miami, good luck this year. Thank you guys for being with us, and have fun today. Folks, due up in the room next at high noon will be SMU.